Kendrick Lamar once said, when I see you stand by sexy red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might pop ass with them.
Speak on percentage. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with you. You assigned to a nigga that signed to a nigga that.
Salutations, my love, salutations. It is your favorite yapper chain here, back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be yapping about a few books that I think you should read. But before we get into that, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment down below your current read or your anticipated read. So I am currently reading From Twinkle with Love by Sander Menon. It is a cute little teenage romance about two film students, and they're creating a film together, and throughout all of that, a romance starts to brew. You know, I'm not that far into it. I'm about 30 something pages into it, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's cringy as all teenage romances are, but that's why we love them so much. So yeah, definitely do let me know what you're currently reading or you're anticipating to read soon. So with today's recommendations, I've made them very specific. So what I've done is I've created a few prompts, and with each prompt I've allocated a book. So I'll be telling you what the book is about. I'll be giving you my personal rating. Basically, you'll be getting all the gory details about the book. So without further ado, let's get started. So our first prompt is for a cozy afternoon. So in this prompt, I've picked a book which I think is perfect for an afternoon in when you just want to sip your coffee, stay in bed, and get sucked into a good book. So what I would recommend for you here is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. First of all, let's just take a second to appreciate how gorgeous this cover is. I mean, it is truly, truly beautiful. So Book Lovers follows our main character, Nora. So Nora works as a literary agent. So she hasn't had much luck in love. Her life literally revolves around her work. She is basically a workaholic. Sounds like someone I know. But her sister Libby invites her for a month away in the small town called Sunshine Falls. So Libby agrees to take this month away, and whilst she's at Sunshine Falls, she bumps into Charlie. So Charlie is a book editor, and Charlie and Nora have had a few interactions in the past as they work in the same industry. And those interactions weren't really that present. They had a lot of tiffs in the past, so it's safe to say they could be called enemies, or they definitely dislike each other. So therefore, the enemies to lovers trope comes into this book. So Charlie and Nora, whilst they're in Sunshine Falls, continue to have many interactions with each other. And then they realize that they actually have more in common than they thought. Nora starts to realize maybe Charlie is not that bad, and Charlie starts to realize maybe Nora isn't a bad person after all. And then as they have these interactions, things start to get more intense and a romance brews between the two of them. So this is a book that is literally about a literary agent, a book editor. It is for the book girlies. It is made for the book girlies. If you're looking for a romance where you can just read about your perfect book romance, then this book is definitely for you. What I really loved about this book is the way in which the relationship between Nora and Charlie developed. It didn't feel rushed, but it wasn't a slow burn either. It just had the perfect pacing. I enjoyed reading about the conversations that Charlie and Nora had. They felt so genuine, and it felt like a conversation that I would love to have with my love interest one day, literally. So I definitely enjoyed the character development, the development of the relationship between the two of them. Another thing I really enjoyed is the sisterhood that was present in this book. So Nora and her sister Libby are very close, and the way in which the author portrayed their relationship was very beautiful. It really encompassed the beauty of having a sister and the beauty of sisterhood in general. Furthermore, the banter between Nora and Charlie was truly one for the books. Like, one for the books. It's a book. Get it?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But yeah, the banter between the two of them was absolutely to die for. The little jokes they had, the little teasing they had, it was just so good to read about, and it had me giggling like a little girl throughout the entire book. So yeah, definitely would say read this book. I remember that I rated it a 4-star when I first read it, but now as I think about it more and more, this is definitely a 5-star read. Emily Henry always eats, like my girl always eats, because I read Beach Read by her, and it was the first book that I read by her, and she ate with that one. It was literally a 5-star, and Beach Read should actually be an honorable mention for this prompt, because I think it still fits perfectly within the cozy afternoon vibe. But yeah, Book Lovers by Emily Henry, definitely pick it up if you're looking for a book that will have you giggling. It will have you just feeling all types of ways, feeling all types of butterflies, and just like wholesome on top of wholesome on top of wholesome. Our next prompt is still in line with the romance genre, and it is all giggles and kicking your feet. So you know when you text your talking stage, it's the first few weeks and you're sitting on your bed kicking your feet, giggling, thinking that it's gonna go somewhere. Well, this is what this book will have you feeling. So this book is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now all my closest friends know that I never shut up about this book. This is one of my, if not my favorite romance book to date. I mean, Ali Hazelwood eats every single time. So in The Love Hypothesis, we follow our main character Olive, who is a PhD student. So Olive, same thing as Nora, she's a workaholic. She hasn't had much luck in love, but she's trying to convince her best friend that she shouldn't worry about her. She's in a loving relationship on her way to get married. So one day Olive is at the university and she had told her best friend that she's going to meet up with her man, but instead she just went to go and study at uni. So her best friend Anne shows up at the university, and because now Olive is panicking because she shouldn't be there, she had told her friend that she's going to meet her man. The first man she sees, she just kisses, and that is sort of sexual assault.
I didn't hear that.
This is the first man that she sees, and this man is none other than Adam Carlson. So Adam Carlson is this hot, big shot professor at the university. He's 6 foot. He's every girl's dream, basically. So Olive kisses Adam Carlson in order to convince her best friend, who's on the sidelines, that she is dating this man. So Adam Carlson is taken aback because he's like, why is this girl kissing me? But as the story progresses, Olive and Adam get into this fake dating relationship, and they start to get to know each other, and a romance just brews from then on. So fake dating is one of my favorite tropes after, I think it's my favorite after enemies to lovers. Those two together just chef's kiss. So when I got into this book and I realized that it was fake dating, my expectations were already high and I was already so excited. And it's safe to say that Ali Hazelwood did not disappoint whatsoever. I truly loved reading about the relationship between Adam and Olive, because they're two different people. Olive is your sunshine, Adam is your grumpy. So yeah, it's a grumpy sunshine. Adam is very cold to people around him. People fear him, but once you get to know him as a person, you realize he's just a big teddy bear inside. And he's 6 foot. I mean, who wouldn't want a 6 foot man who is a teddy bear inside? Like, Adam Carlson is peak fictional man. When we speak about fictional man, Adam Carlson is right at the top, like peak. So if you enjoy grumpy sunshine, you'll definitely love this book. It also has a science element to it because Olive is a science PhD student and Adam's a science professor. So all my science girlies will definitely enjoy this one. And fun fact is that Ellie Hazelwood is actually a scientist, and she used to practice as a scientist before she started writing books. So that science element of it is definitely prevalent in almost all her books. And I think it's a really nice, cute, you know, ode to who she is as a writer. So I definitely enjoyed this one. I rated this 5 out of 5 stars. Just Ellie Hazelwood owes me nothing. Truly, she owes me nothing. But I do have a bone to pick about this book, because Book Talk said that this was a spicy read. Spicy way. spicy way.
Motherfucking where is it? Where the is it? I swear to God. You laughing, girl? You trying to laugh? This funny?
You'll stay lying on book talk. Like, book talk stays lying because there's literally only one scene of spice in this book, and that's it. And that one scene is not even like 5-star level spice, it's 3-star level spice. So I don't know why people were describing this as a spicy book, but if you've been lied to and been told that this is a spicy book and you're going into it with those expectations, don't do that to yourself. This is not a spice book, it is simply a cute science romance. But yeah, definitely do pick this up. Our second last prompt is supporting women's wrongs. If there's one thing I love in this world, it's supporting a woman's wrongs. Before this prompt, I have chosen My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyekan Braithwaite. I've probably butchered that name, so apologies. I always find it difficult to describe this book because of the insanity of it. So this book is very short. It's about 226 pages, but it is 226 pages of a masterpiece. So I don't want to say too much about what happens in this book because I feel like I'll reveal like the whole story. But basically, it is about Ayola. Ayola is a serial killer, and her sister Koride is always responsible for cleaning up Ayola's mess, basically. So we have Ayola the serial killer, Koride who has to deal with it. So I think this book is a masterpiece because it truly portrays the loyalty that comes with having a sister. Once again, sisterhood is a very present theme in this book. And I think it's beautiful the way in which the author portrayed it. She truly did take the saying, blood is thicker than water, very, very seriously. Because my girl Koride was going through it. But because Ayola is her sister, she's like, I have no choice but to go through it. I know what I would do if my sister was a serial killer, but I'd probably do the same thing that Ayola did. But I'm very sad that I didn't realize how much of a masterpiece this book is when I first read it. Because I remember when I first read it, I gave it a 3-star. And I think back to it and think about all the moments I had whilst reading this book. This is a solid 5-star read. So if you enjoy dark humor, witty humor, sisters going at each other, and just a good time, you'll definitely enjoy My Sister the Serial Killer. And also this cover eats, and I do think it's matching with my hair. The black and the green complement the blonde and the black well. But yeah, definitely pick this up if you're looking for a funny read that is sort of messed up at the same time. So our last prompt is, will have you staring at a wall. So I think my book girlies can attest to this, that sometimes you finish a book and after you've done reading that last page, you just close the book and you stare at a wall and you ask yourself, what did I just read? How am I supposed to move on after reading this book? My life will never ever be the same. And this book will have you feeling exactly like that. And the book is Against the Loveless World by Suzanne Abulhawa. So firstly, I don't really like the cover of this book. I like the US cover, which I'm going to put right here. The US cover is so much more superior. But one thing I do love is the hardback underneath this. So let me show you how beautiful this hardcover is. Look at that white. Look at how pretty that is. That is a beautiful, beautiful hardback. So Against This Loveless World follows our main character now, who is a Palestinian refugee. So she sits in the solitary confinement type of cube, and she's speaking to this journalist, and she's recalling all the events that have taken place in her life that have led her to be in this cube. So these events include her marriage to a man who cast her away, the poverty that she experienced living with her family, which caused her to become a prostitute, the invasion of Palestine and her family having to move away because of the war that was happening. And it is truly a story about a woman who had to survive even though the circumstances were against her at all times. So this is truly, truly a powerful, powerful read. But I will say that, trigger warning, there's a lot of serious themes that are discussed in this book, and it definitely needs you to be aware of them before you go into the book. But one thing I really love about this book is the awareness that it spreads about Palestine and about the invasion that is happening in the country and still happening till this day. It truly shows all the experiences, but not all, but some of the experiences that refugees have to go through, how painful that experience can be. Because as Na is speaking to this journalist and she's describing all of these things, you really feel it in your heart, and it's heartbreaking. It is truly heartbreaking. Definitely look at the trigger warnings before getting into this book, but I rated this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It really had me staring at a wall after I read it. I didn't know what to do with myself, because it really just like the realization hit that there's so much bad going on in the world right now, and the fact that such an individual, just one individual, has to go through these things all by themselves it's truly unfair. But definitely would highly recommend this book. And well, it also had me researching more about Palestine, its history, and trying to understand what led to the events that are happening right now. But yeah, definitely recommend this book. Once again, I repeat, please do look at the trigger warnings, because it is not an easy read. It is not an easy read. And I gifted Ben a copy of this book. Ben, I know you're watching this video and you still haven't finished this book, so chop, because I need to talk to you about this book and you're still not finished. Like, come on now, bro. But yeah, highly recommend this. And let's just take a moment once again to appreciate the beauty that is this book. Look at that spine. It is so gorgeous. I wish I could just leave it like this on my shelf, but I know why it's such a sensitive color. I leave it like this on my shelf, the dust that is in that bookshelf, this book will end up turning brown. So those are all the recommendations for today. Here are all the babies. So definitely pick all of these up. All of them are 5-star reads. And I know that most people who watch my videos are my close friends. So you guys better read these books. You better pick up these books, because I will be asking y'all, what did you think of either one of these? But if you want to see me do more of these videos, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And if you have a prompt for me, that would be great as well. Just comment down your prompt and then I will do another video where I'm giving out specific book recommendations. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch. Definitely let me know as well which book you're most interested in reading out of the 4. Yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till the next one, Yapa Jane signing out. With my hug. And a minute, it is a cute teenage romance book. Book. Ay.